And to get an idea of what President Obama and the Democrats are up against, I spoke to Professor Geoffrey Garrett from the US Studies Centre at the University of Sydney. I asked him what was driving the Tea Party movement.
Well, Anton, there have been populist right-wing movements before in American politics. You know, there was one 15 years ago, Newt Gingrich contract with America. I think the difference this time is that the depth of the American recession is deeper and the animosity is a bit more widely spread. So it was anti-Wall Street, now it's anti-Obama, among other things, for being too close to Wall Street. So it's real populist venom fueled by the economic statistics, which are extraordinary. 10% unemployment, a third of Americans owe more on their homes than the homes are worth, and 1 in 7 people are below the poverty line. Those are extraordinary numbers, I think.
Well, given the fact that President Obama inherited much of the GFC problem from the previous Republican administration, why is it such a big political problem for him?
It's a problem for him, I think, for two reasons. The first one is, sky-high expectations. The guy walked well above the water 2 years ago. Now he's not a great communicator anymore. He can only read from a teleprompter. The fall has been extraordinary. But I think the second story here is that Americans have always been concerned about big government. And in the global financial crisis, the scale of government increased to unprecedented levels. American public debt will double over a 5-year period. So deep economic recession with an enormous expansion in debt and deficit, you blame the guy at the top who is a centre-left Democrat.
So if the Democrats are the big losers, as the expectations are indicating at this stage, who on the Conservative side is going to be smiling? Who's the American of the American politics?
Well, I think it actually is a media darling. It's probably Sarah Palin, but of course the story will have a few more twists and turns. So if the Republican right gets fired up after the midterms, that makes it more likely that Palin will run for president, more likely that she'd be the Republican nominee. But I think at the end of the day it might be Barack Obama who's smiling, because I don't think he or many Democrats actually think that Obama could lose to Sarah Palin in the big race, the 2012 presidential election.
Okay, Geoffrey Garrett, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.